Fixing it means additional regulations and burdens, and suddenly you have to sit there and say, no, we're restricting you from doing this, and we're restricting you from screw it. Okay, you want to pay 5%, pay 5%. Done, finished. Here we go.
What's our solution then? How do we get to that point? Because I'm agreeing with the point, which is the commissions are too high, that the service being provided, the consumers do agree that that's what it's worth. But at the end of the day, if it was less, then realtors would provide the same service and the consumers would be just as happy. How do we get there?
I don't think it's for us to look, guys. You're going to find me to be the first liberal person that you meet, because I'm pretty proudly liberal, although not right now, but pretty usually proudly
Good
liberal.
choice. Good
Votes-
choice in
votes are uni-
leadership.
or,
Thank
That's
you.
actually
Thanks for that.
but you'll find me that I'm the first liberal that's actually fiercely libertarian. Like I truly, truly, truly hate government regulation where it's not necessary. That's not to say regulation is not sometimes necessary. It is. But where I see needless regulation,
The law? No, not the law.
No, the law is regulation. That's what
Yeah,
it is. And half
get
the time
rid
it
of
is needless regulation. But at the end of the day, if you're asking how we get there, well, if the market is already substantiating it, then perhaps there's no need. Perhaps that is just the value of a real estate agent that we're ready to pay. And it's an acceptable outcome. If fundamentally we've challenged it by allowing FSBOs, if we've opened up the historical data, if we have allowed anyone to charge anything and to negotiate with their agents, and if fundamentally we're all just making the understanding that, okay, I'm going to negotiate and get 4.5% instead of 5%, and we've accepted that that's the reality, well, then maybe we don't need to do anything. Maybe that's just what Canadians are valuing this service at, and it's not on us to actually change it. Like, I don't know why we need to change something if fundamentally Canadians are saying this is still a value to me.
It's similar to house prices. You know, even though we all disagree that I don't want to pay more or that I don't think people should have to pay this much of their monthly income towards housing. But at the end of the day, house prices might just be more expensive in Canada than everywhere else, and that it may not be as broken of a system as everybody thinks it is, or at least we can try and we can all try to rationalize it and we can try to, you know, coach people. But if Canadians deem the value of their dollar that they work hard for, and 35 to 40% of it every single month needs to be going to where they live, they'll continue to put that percentage towards housing, no matter what we tell them.
To some degree, it's not on us to fix a problem that Canadians are saying this is what we're valuing things at. And because fixing it means additional regulations and burdens. And suddenly you have to sit there and say, no, we're restricting you from doing this, and we're restricting you from screw it. Okay, you want to pay 5%, pay 5%. Done, finished. Here we go. You know, and that to me isn't the worst thing, but really, we're getting back to what we were talking about at the beginning. Where we are is in a very different state than where we were but a year or two ago. And it is predicated upon expectations that were set and not met, government largesse, and a flooding of dollars into the economy that fundamentally has destroyed the stability of measured growth. And we are, real estate agents are a tangential beneficiaries of that largesse, because the money flew directly into their chosen line of profession. And because that then increased the prices, and because commissions were contingent upon those prices, they benefited probably disproportionately to others from the monetary inflow that took place from the government.
There wasn't enough time to make an adjustment. Like, prices just went so crazy so quickly that no one even had time to think, like, hang on a sec, the realtors aren't doing anything different and they're making twice the money. We should stop this. But I get that you said
money on the sale, and so they were willing to pay, I think.
Well, that's part of it, but it's like,
right?
I get what Mark's saying, but I think it's more like it's built into the system so deeply that people don't even think about it, and don't even think, like, I don't think anybody knows that you don't have to pay a commission on a house. People just, like, this is how it goes. Most people buy one house in their lifetime, maybe two, right? And like, that's it. They trust the guy did a good job. They don't even know, right?
There are lots of things that are built into the system that fail over time when they don't provide value. Mortgage brokers are a prime example of that. They have managed to find a failed system in the banking sector for the purposes of sourcing mortgages. Banks failed Canadians for long enough, even though banks are the most trusted institution in Canada. for long enough that ultimately they found a niche and crawled their way in. There are any number of other examples in real estate where people have said, no, this creeping ridiculousness is not something I'm abiding by. I'm finding out other avenues. They have not done that with realtors.
Yeah.
Why?
And here's my realtor little plug here is because the people who they do know, like, and trust are saying, hey, this is my fee and this is why I'm worth it. And so, people are going to continue to pay that as long as those relationships are still there. And at the end of the day, 9 times out of 10, the person who's charging the fee that might be standard in whatever area you're living in is the best person for the job because they actually know what they're doing and they're trying to help you, right? And they actually want what's best for you.
Maybe
That's
they
true.
want what's best, but the chances that they're the best one for you in that market is slim to none.
No, I wouldn't. I would totally disagree with that. I think it's a service industry. It's a service industry. It's about somebody who's going to look out for you and take care of you and want to help you and make sure you make the right decisions. And somebody who's just going around, let's say as a discount agent, again, super realty here right now, but they're just saying you're a number. Okay, yeah, I'll take my X% or flat fee and just, okay, get it done, get it done, get it done. And they put that type of transactional approach into it, and that's what becomes bad for the client. And there could be way more than the perceived savings on fee that's lost in the transaction, and that's, again, all just things that will get ironed out over time. So
yep.
I think it is magnified by the divide in the society right now between the haves and the have-nots. And as people kind of watch, the shows, these $1 million listings, and people see like these crazy numbers that some realtors make while, drinking champagne and driving in the back seat of a limo in New York, and they see, a lot of realtors are living the life, whether or not they have the money to do so is another story. But people think, and like Mark says, the whole country's built around real estate. It's like they're rock stars. It's right. It's like they're the cool guys. They're making all the dough. But out of 80,000 of them here in Ontario, what is the chances that somebody gets the right one for them that's the best in the area?
Well, they don't need to get
the numbers on that.
That's a big zero, bro.
Better than they have the better than
right. All they need to be is able to do it functionally and well, right? Like they don't need to be the best.
Right. Yeah, and that's it. If you're doing it once or twice in your lifetime, they just have to get the job done, and that's the end of it. Move on.
Agreed.
Well, TK,
thanks, guys.
We bashed the shit out of realtors today, and we got nowhere. Mark,
we had mustaches to prove it.
The reason that I bashed the shit out of realtors is because I'm hoping like hell you don't turn the hammer on lawyers. So
that's right, deflecting it.
Always better to just point at other people and say,
no, you work with a lot of realtors. You know the ins and outs. You've seen the good and the bad. You know that there's.
Listen, I have a lot of what I really like about realtors is the hustle. I love realtors as a profession have hustle, and I admire hustle. Like these guys are hungry. They look at you with the gleam in their eyes. They all know sales, and sales is the most important thing that you can know. And they are hungry. And I really respect the realtor core. I really like the realtor core because I see in them people who just kind of sit there and go, I'm going to make my own way. I'm going to fight everyone. I don't care if there's 72,000 others of you. I'm awesome. And then they go and make it on their own. There's something about a realtor at its core that I really just admire. And so it's a really fun industry to be in.
Imagine if we all thought we were number one in our lives. If we all just walked around and were like, I'm the best husband, I'm the best father, I'm the best soccer player, I'm the best neighbor. What a world we live in. Realtors, we're very positive. Everyone's number one.
That's right. I'm the top husband in my district right here.
Right?
I don't know about you guys, but I wear a cape around my office.
That's right.
I don't say I'm number one, but there you go. The cape.
The cape is,
I have like a fan going.
It's so implied.
Smart.
That's fantastic.
It's implied.
I got a metal wire built in on mine.
Well,
Mark, we appreciate it. Round 2. We hope that we can get round 3 with you again in the future when the world is closer to being over. But you provided a lot of value today, so we appreciate you coming on the show.
Can't thank you guys enough. Happy Movember.
Thank you, gents.